Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Yes, it's Easter morning. Grace is at church. I'm at Laplaya Beach. As you can see, the beach is quite crowded. I'm sure most of them are here for the morning sunrise, which should be in about 10 minutes or so, somewhere along there. Beautiful morning, as you can see. I'll pan around here, give you a view of what I've got to experience this morning. As you can see, that's where the sun will be coming up. Beautiful. And the moon. And I don't know if you can see it or not. I can't see it on the camera, but Saturn is in full view. I also woke up this morning by 3 earthquakes. The first ones I've experienced at my house. One of them was quite close to us. 1.9, a 2.3, and a 3.5. That's what they were. Roughly about 30 minutes apart, or somewhere thereabouts. Actually, one of them was about an hour. Beautiful this morning. No, that's one of the things I like to remind anybody that's planning on building a house here in the Philippines. I took that in mind when I built my house. You know, making my house more quake worthy, you might say. I don't think anything could save any house here if you major quake. But I put extra money into the foundation for one thing. There's more rebar and cement than what's actually necessary. And the footers are deeper than they should be. They're down to the bedrock. Some of my footers go down probably close to 10 foot. I know when they were digging them out, they had to use a ladder to get in and out of them. And I put extra steel in everything. Now I only did my walls halfway up for a purpose. I wanted a partially wooden structure for flexibility. So it'd be able to flex during an earthquake. But overall, I experienced an earthquake when we lived in Cebu that's much more severe and got our attention. I mean, Grace and I and the rest of the family is with us, her sisters. We come out of the house that we was renting. It's a 2-story unit. I mean, it shook. And the sound is unmistakable. It was something you wouldn't imagine. That was my first earthquake ever to experience. I think it was like something like 5.9 or something like that. But now I've experienced it at my house. And you know, it comes from not far from the volcano. It's between the volcano and our house, so it's probably within about 5 miles of us. Because our miles to the volcano are only about 10. Even though there's a mountain range in between us. Looks like they're doing the morning exercise. And you know, I noticed something too. You know, there's out there where the beach huts are. They're fully loaded. A lot of tents in place. Everybody getting geared up for the Sunday morning sunrise. Traffic this morning coming in here was surprisingly quite heavy. No, we usually leave the house around 4 a.m. And as you can see, it's getting brighter out. It won't be long, the sunrise will be up. Again, a view of where the sun will be coming, be on the rise in a short period of time. In the meantime, let's browse around and see what's going on around us. Unusual. Our little van still performing like it's supposed to. I want to change the oil here within the next few days and give it a good going over in preparation for a nice little journey. We've made arrangements to make a trip to Dumageddon so we can meet some old friends and one new friend. I got one friend that's going to be there. We've been friends for roughly 14 years. He's from Norway. And we've not seen each other in been a few years now. And another friend, she'll be there. It'll be the first time she's actually ventured out with Grace far from home. She's going to be there. Then my new friend, he will be there. He said he'd come out and visit with us. So it's going to be a nice little experience, a nice little getaway. And also, since Virgil's out of school, gives Virgil a chance to have something also. He loves to swim, and they happen to have a pool where we're going to be staying. Cavs Beach Resort. Grace has done reserved it for 3 nights. And so has the other people that are going to be there. They reserved their rooms. And if you don't want to do it early, they get booked up because I think they only got about 12 rooms total. So that's supposed to take place on the 6th of May. And we'll be coming back home probably on the 9th. It'll be a cheap little trip. A nice little getaway and a break. One that's not business related for a change. And also it gives a chance to check our little van out and make sure everything is okay. I think the way it's been performing, that we shouldn't have any problems, any issues. There's not been any leaking. I'm not adding no coolant. And it's just been performing like it's supposed to. Of course, during the rebuild of the engine, we didn't rush through it. We took our time, make sure everything was correct as we went, step by step. You know, this is a nice little beach here. Of course, you can see high tide. It's already come and it's going back out for low tide. Beautiful out here. Just absolutely gorgeous. And we're so fortunate to live so close to a decent little beach. Sad to say though that they've had some nighttime viewers here, it looks like. They left some trash behind. Of course, when they all get up and get going and everything gets going, they have people come and get all the trash. Sad part about it, they got a trash can right over there. You know, they could have at least took the trash and put it over there. I would have. But that's me. Well, by the way, everybody, happy Easter. I know for most of you it's just tomorrow, which today is Easter for us. Looks like we got fishermen out. They can't take a holiday because they got to provide for their families. I can understand that. Man, bendag. Beautiful out. Yeah, I'm giving a little silence here because I'm anticipating the sunrise. Doing YouTube. YouTube. Yeah. Tell everybody hello. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to YouTube. Beautiful. I want you to check all this out. I'm trying to see if I can see the volcano from here, but nope. No visual. Let's see if it's still active. It's been active. I kind of figured that might be the reason we felt the earthquake. I figured it might have burped, you might say. But I don't see anything. And it should be in the distance there, but nothing to be apparent. Oh, the sun is trying its best to peek up. Oh, what a beautiful morning. All the fishermen out there, I don't know if you can see them or not, trying to provide for their families. This is such a nice place here. You know, I wish they'd finally get the hotel up and running, because they've been renovating for a long time, several years. I guess it's a government project. I guess the funds has just not been available. That's something you get used to here in the Philippines. You see all projects going on, even with private investments. It takes forever. Takes forever. In a way, it seems like it's a drawback. In another way, it's a good thing. It means you got long-term employment. And gives a chance for businesses to grow around it at the same time. I really thought this, I guess I started too early, but I thought the sun would be up by now. I know it's close, very close. Come over here, park. I noticed the city of Alamosa has invested into solar lights. They're everywhere here in the little town. And they are bright. You know, even on a non-holiday, you'd be surprised how active the Philippines gets early in the morning. Even on weekends, the activity is amazing. They start very early. And there we go, another view of this, where the sun be coming up. Looks like we're going to have a pretty day today. Of course, the heat's going to be probably intense. It has been the last few days. Looks like the dry season's finally rolled in. It's late. We're getting there, almost there. Amazing. Just amazing. You know, in my home state, this will be spring. Things will be coming to life. Flowers blooming. Things turning green again. Here, it's always green. And flowers are always blooming. It seems strange even after all this time not having the big swinging seasons. You know, the constant temperature year round, doesn't change maybe by no more than about 10 degrees. Now where I live, it's rare to have over 90 degrees, and it's rare to have below 70. Of course, that's daytime and nighttime temperatures. Our normal experience is usually mid 80s to mid 70s. But there has been a few occasions it's dropped down to 70, or actually 68, where I live. And there's been a few times we've hit the 90-degree mark, a little over. I'm looking ahead there and I'm seeing a lot of, it looks almost like smoke, but I think it's a possibility of a low-lying rain shower, maybe, in the distance there. I'm curious. But it's a strange, I've not seen it presented that way without some heavy cloud cover above it. It actually looked like it's raining in the distance. But there's no clouds, just the low laying. Yeah, there's the sun. It's starting to peak. Just going to peep up here in just a moment. Actually, I think I started my video just a little too early, but that's okay. Hopefully the earthquakes will calm down and don't get no worse. You know, if you look on the map, when they follow a straight line pattern right towards our house, the epicenters do. As you can see, the ocean is quite calm. Let's see what I can do over here while I'm waiting on the sun to come up. See if I can't get another angle here. Place where I can rest these old bones. Yeah, these old bones. I abused my body as a young man by thinking you're supposed to work hard and work like a slave. You know. But that's just life, the way it is. You know, lifted things I shouldn't have, worked in places I shouldn't have. You know, working in the coal mines took its toll on my body. I'm sure the dust I breathed at the time has taken an effect on my lungs. Not counting that I used to be a smoker. Of course, I'm not smoked anything in 4 years. But be a lot of things if I could turn the page that I wouldn't do. Smoking would be the main one, and going underground being the next step. Of course, I worked there when brake shoes were asbestos too, brake pads. So those things I would have stayed away from. And probably there's quite a few other things I would have stayed away from that I can't think of at the moment, but I'm sure there would be. I'm sure I wouldn't drink as much. You know, during my young years, I did drink quite a bit. But as I got older, I got away from that. I can see the sun now. It's popping up there. Yeah, I would have had a lot healthier lifestyle if I could turn the page back. But young and dumb, that's what you do. I don't know if you can see it there, but that is the sun actually peeping up. There's a small cloud in front of it there. So you get to see an Easter sunrise with this old hillbilly. Isn't that amazing? How the sun actually rises as his earth turns. And most of us take it for granted, just how fragile everything really is. Everything has to work in unison for life to be on this little green dot in the middle of nowhere, really. Yeah, there's the sun. I can't see my screen now. Hopefully you got a view of it. She's up. Sunrise. Easter Sunday. You know, it's a rare event because most time there's so many clouds you can't get to view this. That's one thing about living in the tropics, you have a lot of cloud cover. Beautiful out there. Look at that. Okay guys, that's sunrise. And you know how much I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Everybody have a wonderful holiday. Until next time, I'll see you then.